on the track. And look at this, 3 wide. Wimmer gets passed by Stephen Wallace and also Carl Edwards.
Boy, Stephen had the 4 wide deal working last week. It didn't work at all. He's seen Carl coming. He's got tires. He's going to suck it right up in there. Say, okay, let's go to the front.
So Steve Wallace is now 4th. Take a look at the battle for 3rd place. You've got Jason Leffler going underneath Carl Edwards. There's Stephen Wallace lurking right behind. And again, it looks like Carl's car, the same problem, and they're going to have to get it fixed on the next pit stop.
Now remember one thing, Carl's got older tires on the 38 car of Leffler and Wallace. They both pitted last time. Got 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles on that baby right now. And then new tires are really showing some good stuff.
Meanwhile, Stephen Wallace, Jason Leffler, they are battling for 3rd. It is Bliss, Kyle Busch, Leffler, and Wallace.
Bottom of that racetrack, if you get those cars slipped up in the bottom and run that center real hard, you gain so much momentum. But Randy, you've won here, and the driver's telling me that off and turn forward, that is a really tough corner to get some good forward bite to make a pass.
It's very similar to Richmond. This is probably the most similar corner to Richmond that we have on the thing. You go into corner 3 really deep. You got to get the thing turned, and when you come off, and you see Carl and these guys, the fast guys come off eating up the inside of that racetrack.
Stephen Wallace is 4th.
And Mike, in 4th position is Stephen Wallace. This is a young man that is trying to rebound from a couple of disappointments in the last couple of weeks. And in fact, yesterday he said, look, it's time for this team to gel and for us to win. He said it on our qualifying, on our practice show. But then he's been in a case where he's been very silent, Rick DeBrule, on the radio, but his crew just keeps telling him, remember, tire management, tire management.
38. Working underneath Stephen Wallace right now to the bottom of the track. And here comes Carl Edwards right behind him. He's kind of using Leffler as a pick and going to follow through underneath the 66.
And Leffler is going to clear him, so he moves up a spot, and here comes Carl right along behind.
He said, well, Stephen, you passed me a lap ago when the other guy passed me. I'm going to get it back from you.
Outside lane.
Stephen Wallace and Leffler going for 4th. Right behind him, you got Rudeman and Bliss. And Bliss, we talked about it, he's got a great car, especially on the long run. He's trying to fight his way back to the front after getting spun. Let's get an update on Stephen Wallace, Jack.
Guys, especially on that last series of restarts, Stephen Wallace was a bit concerned. He thought maybe his brakes were malfunctioning, and then he started adjusting, as Tim Brewer told us, about that brake bias valve, and they got it back in. On that restart, he had it set where he wanted it, and he's off to the races.
Well, he's got his hands full right now as he has got Mike Bliss side by side with him. Bliss looks like he's going to be able to clear him. Yes, he does.
Well, I think what happened was I think he dialed some rear brake in it, and he got loose getting in because he got up the hill a little bit. So he's still messing with that brake bias.
Right. Matt Kenseth taking a peek.
Yeah, Stephen's car is starting to slip and slide around a lot right now. And he's going to have to hold on to this thing and just drive it up to the next pit stop because the tires have got quite a few laps on them right now.
Brendan Gaughan, Stephen's teammate, following the 16 right now as Stephen's going in the wrong direction.
You know, Randy, you talked about the brakes earlier in the broadcast when we took off. They got a different rear end gear in the car now, and it doesn't help slow the car down near as much. The drivers have to actually use more brake to slow them down, and that could be what's going on with Stephen's car right now because he's getting in the corner pretty deep and sliding up the hill, and just might have too much rear brake, and the front brake's actually going away a little bit.
Absolutely, and the more heat you put in those front tires, the tighter it gets, and it's really not going to turn in.
He has clear open air. 3rd right now is Stephen Wallace.
Got a great run up on it.
Leffler trying to get underneath Wallace as they come past the start-finish line with 4 laps to go. Leffler getting underneath the 66. He pinches him just a little. Gives him enough room, though. No contact so far.
These guys got the belts tight. Don't run out of room, guys.
Down the backstretch. This is the best race going. Here comes Bliss taking a peek. Can't get it done.
And these guys are all out of time right now. They're all out of patience. They know it's about done. 4 laps to go.
3 wide at the stripe. You can see up front, nothing's really changed. It's all Brad Keselowski. Boy, Bliss wants to get back towards the front as much as he can. His best finish here in 4 prior starts has been 2nd.
A whole lap, 3 wide. What a great job by all 3 of these drivers.
Ooh, they got to hold on. Whoa!
And the 66 gets turned the third week in a row. And he is into the wall.
Kenseth spins him with 2 laps to go.
Caution is out, and we will have a green-white checker, folks.
I tell you what, if he throws his helmet this week, go ahead. That's unbelievable.
All right, there's the damage. It looks like he'll be able to finish, but it's not going to be the finish that he was looking for. His best run this year has been a 5th. And of the last 10 short track races, and we're going to keep an eye out to see if he wants to go after Matt Kenseth, because it was the 16 that sort of got into him and turned him. And he's just fallen into place. Let's take you back to last week, as it was late in the race at the Lowe's Motor Speedway when it was 4 wide. David Gilliland tried to go underneath, and there was just nothing there. And this is the end result.
Well, the worst thing is, Rusty, is when he runs good. When you run good, stuff happens, and that's just, it's hard to take. And, you know, been there, done that. I've broken a couple of helmets myself.
Yeah, this is a tough one right here, because he saw Justin Allgaier with his problems. He was gaining big points on the top 5, and now he's got this problem. But the last 4 or 5 races, the car has actually been really fast, and he knows that. And that's what he's so frustrated about right now.
All right, here's another replay. Keep an eye on the 16. There it is.
Just jacks him in the left rear corner. And it doesn't take, these cars are so light when they go through that corner right there. You could almost reach out from the wall and spin the guy out by just pushing it or kicking it with your leg.
This will be our 9th green-white checker of 2009, the 6th straight here at Memphis.
Well, didn't you call within 10 laps? There's usually cautions.
Yeah, there's been one, at least one in last 5 races, and now 6. They are trying to bang that car back into one piece. He is still on the lead lap. We have 20 cars on the lead lap right now. Justin Allgaier is the last car in 20th position that's on that lead lap. It's still going to come down, though, to that shootout. And remember, it's Brad Keselowski and Kyle Busch. And remember what's at stake with the Nationwide Dash for Cash, $75,000.